Good day, ma'am, and good day to all my fellow classmates and to all students. My name is Joyce Sapla.
And I am SHEILA SIAZON.
My name is ANGELO V. PADILLA.
I'm KRIS BSIT2 FBA student.
And our research title is all about
The relationship between academic achievement
and the
and
socio-economic
status.
So let's proceed. The relationship between academic achievement and socioeconomic status, it focuses to know the relationship between their parents and the students, to know the monthly income of the parents, to know what their achievements in the academic, and to know what is the occupation of their parents. In chapter 1, they have the problem and its background. Introduction. Socioeconomic status according to American Psychological Association, or what we call APA. Socioeconomic status is commonly conceptualized as a social standing or class of an individual or group, and it is often measured as a combination of education, income, and occupation. In the present study also, student socioeconomic status is identified by the information provided by questionnaire about the participants' parents and or spouse, job, educational degree, income, average, and also about the number of family members. They are classified into two groups. The first group includes students with a middle or the high socioeconomic status, and the second group contains students with a low socioeconomic status. Achievement, the importance of adolescents' grade point average in relation to their overall academic accomplishment, has been highlighted by the body of literature on academic achievement, and academic achievement is seen as adolescent grade point average in many academic settings. In this study also, academic achievement is defined as a grade point average of first-year student in information technology program. These grades point average are for the same term of all participants of this study. Research on socioeconomic status and academic achievement, few studies have seriously examined socioeconomic status for its influence on academic achievement, and the number of them is even smaller in the field of foreign language learning. Academic achievement of students at tertiary school level is not only a pointer to the effectiveness or otherwise of a school, but a major determinant of the future of youths in particular and the nation in general. Learning outcomes have become a phenomenon of interest to all, and this accounts for the reason why scholars have been working hard to angle factors that militate against good academic performance. This phenomenon has been variedly preferred in literature as academic achievement of scholastic functioning. Academic achievement of learners has attracted attention of scholars, parents, policymakers, and planners. Adebayo, 2001, a point that the major goal of the school is to work towards attainment of academic excellence by students. According to him, the school may be other peripheral objectives, but emphasis is always placed on the achievement of sound relationship. Besides, virtually everybody concerned with educational places premium on academic achievement. Excellent academic achievement of children is often to expectation of parents.
Thought framework. This shows the linkage between the different variables to be used in the study. It shows the parents' monthly income, occupation, and level of education are the independent variables, and are related to the dependent variable, which is academic achievement of the students.
Statement of the problem. In this study aims to determine the relationship between academic achievement of socioeconomic status. It aims to answer the following questions. First, what are the demographic profile of parents and students? And we have a 1.1 age, 1.2 gender, 1.3 address, 1.4 is the section. Second, to know the demographic profile of parents. 2.1 is their age, 2.2 is gender, and 2.3 is occupation. The second question is, what is the relationship between academic achievement and socioeconomic status? 3. Does socioeconomic status affect one's academic achievement? 4. How does socioeconomic status affect students' academic achievements? 5. What are the relationship between a mother's level of education and students' academic performance? 6. What are the relationship between the mother level of education and student academic performance? 7. There is relationship between the father occupation and the student's academic performance. There is relationship between the mother occupation and student's academic performance. 9. What are the relationship between the father's monthly income and student's academic performance? 10. And lastly, what are the relationship between the mother's monthly income and student's academic performance?
Research hypothesis. The hypotheses which will be tested in this study are stated in the null form. There are the following. First, there is no significant relationship between the father's level of education and student's academic achievement. Second, there is no significant relationship between the mother's level of education and student's academic achievement. Third, there is no significant relationship between the father's occupation and student's academic achievement. Fourth, there is no significant relationship between the mother's occupation and student's academic achievement. Fifth, there is no significant relationship between father's monthly income and student's academic achievement. And the lastly is, there is no significant relationship between the mother's monthly income and student's academic achievement.
And significance of the study. This study aims to examine the socioeconomic status that affects one's academic achievement and how the socioeconomic status affects students' academic achievement. It also aims to determine the relationship between academic achievements and socioeconomic status of the students. The result and findings about the relationship between academic achievement and socioeconomic status will be beneficial to the student, teacher, parents, public community, and future researchers. First, benefited is the student will be benefited to arouse awareness and help support mental health of students. The second is the teacher. The teachers benefited to understand better what their students are going through and to be able to create programs to help improve their teaching methods. Third, benefited is the parents to know what is happening to their children in school to give advice and to courage to finish their study for them to have a brighter future. And fourth, into the public community will be benefited by this study to able to let them understand the status of students and their mental health. And the lastly is the future researchers. It also will be able to use the data from this study for their future readings. The scope and the limitation. The study will be focused to the relationship between academic achievements and socioeconomic status of the students. This study also will be conducted at ISU Kawayan, City of Isabela. The respondents will be the BSI to first-year college students. For the side school, the researcher will conduct the use by means of answering preferred questions.
Let us now proceed in Chapter 2, Review of Related Literature and Studies. This chapter presents the related literature and studies that identify what resources or how did you get the data came from. This shows the related topic in our research, and some terms that we use will help other researchers to identify the problem or on how they are connected. The following are related literatures that presents the basis regarding the correlational study on the relationship between academic achievement and socio-economic status. Let us now start with the foreign related literatures. The American Physiological Association, or APA, defines socioeconomic status as the social standing or class of an individual or group. Another is SES, or Socioeconomic Studies, has been commonly used as a latent construct for measuring family background according to BOFA and Hanala. And differences in educational success can be attributed to different levels of existing social capital, which is produced in networks and connections of families that their school serves. It is also according to Rojcik and Baronovic. And according also to Kosaretsky, the greatest inequality in educational access in the Russian Federation was observed in the 1990s, where the rising number of educational inequalities was largely determined by the accelerating socio-economic stratification of the population, as well as significant budget cuts to education. Although the state articulated policies aiming for universal equality of educational opportunities, they argued that the policies were not implemented with the required financial and organizational support. As a result, in the immediate post-Soviet era, the Russian Federation has observed increasing educational inequality and some loss of achievement compared to the Soviet period. The above collection of foreign literature provides information to proponents of the proposed study, as stated the relationship between academic achievement and socio-economic status of students and their parents. It was larger the educational inequality and some loss of academic achievement. Now let's proceed to local related literatures. Another article by Carlo Baron, it is devoted to the explanation of the influence of social origins on student achievement. Using the data of the Project for International Student Assessment in 25 nations, it showed that cultural capital provides a relevant but from exhaustive account of schooling inequalities. Furthermore, the explanatory power of Bourdieu's theory seems impressively similar across countries. The collection of local literature above provides an information for the proposed study about the relationship between student and parent for their academic achievement and socio-economic status, if it is influence or social origin on student achievement. As stated, the relationship between parent and student, it can affect their parents' income and occupation into academic achievement of their students.
The following are related studies that present the basis regarding the correlational study on the relationship between academic achievement and socio-economic status. We have foreign studies by Rao 2016. The present study aimed at the relationship between the socio-economic status and academic achievement among secondary school students of Praxton district of Andhra Pradesh, conducted so far in the field of socio-economic status, indicated a significant relationship between academic achievement and socio-economic status. Working from a core perspective on the development implication of economic disadvantage, this study attempted to identify family-based mechanisms of economic effects on early learning and their potential school-based remedies. Multi-level analysis of early study kindergarten cohort revealed that the accumulation of markers of economic disadvantage reduced math and reading testing gains across the primary grade. Such disparities were partially mediated by corresponding differences in children's socio-economical problems, parenting, stress, and parent human capital investments. The patterns appeared to be robust, to observe, and to be unobserved compounds. Various teacher qualification and classroom practices were assessed as moderators of these families, mediators, revealing teacher experience in grade level as fairly consistent buffer against family-based risk for reading. Synthesis: the collection of foreign studies above provides information and it gives us knowledge for the proposed study about the relationship between academic achievement and socio-economic status. As stated, this study attempted to identify family-based mechanisms of economic effects on early learning and the potential school-based remedies. Local studies: the results from various education studies shows that family background or socio-economic status is sometimes highly correlated with students' achievement in schools. The influence of family background and family SES, in particular on students' achievement in school, has been of considerable interest for a long time. In that paper, they attempt not only to identify best practices but also to provide suggestions on how best to measure family background with regard to a variety of premises related to the different content domains, budget and time consideration, target population, and other features of large-scale international education studies. We furthermore endeavor to give indications about the quality and strength of a scale that is lost when the combination of indicators and components used for analysis is not the best possible one. In conclusion, the positive association between family background and children's achievement is universal. However, the magnitude of such association depends on social context and education systems. In other words, the achievement gap between students from different backgrounds is more pronounced in education systems where overall inequality is strong. Narrowing the achievement gap is a common goal for the most education system, but it is well understood that stagnant scores for low SES students and declines in the scores of high SES students should not be seen as an avenue for enhancing equality. Rather, education systems should strive for equality by improving the performance of all students while focusing on improving the achievement of low SES students at a faster rate to reduce gaps in achievement. Synthesis. The above collection of local studies are related to the proposed study about the relationship between academic achievement and socio-economic status of students and their parents according to their family backgrounds. It was proven according to the study that the results from various education studies show that family background or socio-economic status is sometimes highly correlated with the students' achievements in schools.
Chapter 3. Research Methodology and Procedures. In this chapter, present and discusses the research, design, subject and respondents of the study, sampling techniques, data gathering procedures, and data analysis. The researcher will conduct an online interview and survey to collect more information. In research method, the method of research used in the study is quantitative type of research used to determine the relationship between academic achievement and socioeconomic status of students and their parents regarding their occupation and monthly income. To know the null hypothesis of this research if there is no significant relationship between the subject. The research design that the researcher will use in the study is phenomenological because it is a certain experience in a certain phenomena. And this type of research is descriptive correlational quantitative research. The descriptive correlational quantitative research design is used for measuring the variables with no influence from any extra variables and describe the relationship between the data. The researcher will use non-probability sampling through random sampling of the respondents of this study using survey. Also, the researcher will use indirect or questionnaire through social media. The researcher will believe that this kind of research design is easier and more applicable to that topic being studied.
Respondents of the study. This study will use non-probability sampling through random sampling for the respondents of this study using survey. Survey will use as the research instrument. This study has 320 modern students of first-year college students of BSIT. This study conducted in Isabela State University, Cagayan City campus located at San Fermin, Cagayan City, Isabela. Description of respondents. To gather data and information about the relationship between academic achievement and socio-economic status of selected BSIT college student of Isabela State University, Cagayan City campus. The respondent should be currently studying and enrolled at ISU Cagayan City campus as a BSIT college students level 1 were chosen to be respondents of the study because the research study is appropriate to their age and year as they are to enter second-year college next year. This will give them the application that there will be factors hindering them to success in the next stage of education. BSIT students are divided into 6 sections, to which 320 students from those sections will be chosen respondent of the study.
About sample size and sampling technique. To gather data and information about the relationship between academic achievement and socioeconomic status of selected BSIT first-year college students of Isabela State University, Cagayan City campus, the researcher will use Solving's formula to compute the number of samples, which will dictate how many will be gathered by using quota sampling procedure. This technique was employed to enclose the population into 320 BSIT first-year college students Isabela State University, Cagayan City campus, academic year 2021 to 2022, are composed of 6 sections. The researcher will randomly pick 320 students. The 320 students will be the chosen participants and respondents to the given online questionnaire that will be used in this study. Data gathering instrument. According to CINA HL 2018, Research instrument in the measurement used as the measurement tools designated to obtain the data for the particular topic. In this study, the researcher will use online questionnaire. They use this online questionnaire to know the relationship between academic achievement and socioeconomic status of their parents and the students. The questionnaire will be given randomly to the 60 selected respondents in every section of BSIT first year college students in Isabela State University, Cagayan City campus. The instrument used was a survey questionnaire composing of 4 parts. The first part is the demographic profile of the students and their parents, which contains the age, gender, address, and occupations. The second part is the socioeconomic status of the student, composing of whether their parents are working, their monthly salaries, and the student's monthly allowance. The third part is the academic achievement of the students, composing of grade or GWA. The fourth part is which will be in tabular form, not like this first part, the third part, which is closed-ended question. Composing of choices will be in scale of 1 to 5. The fourth part is the relationship of the correlational of the academic achievement and socioeconomic status.
Data gathering procedure. The researcher will follow the certain procedure to conduct this study. First, securing the permit to conduct the study. The researcher will ask for permission to the higher authorities, especially the BSIT registrar organization, and teachers and professors of BSIT students. Second, the researcher wrote a letter asking for permission to propagate academic online questionnaire for the BSIT college students level 1 to answer. Third, the online questionnaire could be answered within 3 minutes, so it won't take up too much time for the respondents to answer. Fourth, the online questionnaire will be conducted during vacant times of the students, in order not to distract the students in whatever they are doing. Fifth, the researcher will not in any form let the information note. The data will be treated as confidential and for the study purpose only. And lastly, the data gathered by the researcher will be analyzed and interpret in order to satisfy the objectives of the study and answer the statement of the problem.
Now let's proceed into statistical tools. In this part shows that what scale will you In this part shows what scale we'll use for the analysis of data and the method to gather data and collect information. We have a percentage. It was employed to determine the frequency and percentage from the respondent's demographic profile. We have there a formula. Percent equals frequency divided by number of cases or the number of population or the number of students and times 100. To know or determine the frequency and percentage form of the respondent's demographic profile, we use a ranking method. Ranking method, it will use this scale in our study to determine the demographic profile of students and parents according to their age, gender, address, and occupation. This method allowed the relative position of an item in the group or the numbered consecutively based on the responses of the respondents. We have another level of this, rank 1, the rank 2, rank 3.